Hello, my dears. Welcome to the next episode in accounts of insurance companies. So, in last class, I explained the basic long problem. Okay. So, in this video, I'm going to explain one more very important long problem. Okay. So, in your textbook, page number 57, open the problem number 4. Once I read the question, following balances from part of the books of Bharat Assurance Company as on 31st March 2017, Life Fund on 1st April 2016, claims by death, claims by maturity, premiums, management expenses, commission, consideration for annuities granted, interest, dividend and rent, income tax on profit, surrenders, annuities, bonus paid in cash, bonus paid in reduction of premium, preliminary expenses, claims admitted but not paid at the end of the year, annuities due but not paid, capital paid up, government securities, and sundry assets. This is the information. Also given additional information. See, claims covered under reinsurance, further claims intimated, further bonus utilized in reduction of premiums, interest accrued, premiums outstanding. Okay, so this is a additional information. So by using this information, should prepare revenue account and balance sheet of the insurance company. So my dears, okay, so by reading the information, okay, we know what information is given. Okay, so by the help of this information, we need to count the number of schedules. How many schedules we have to prepare? Actually, in last two problems, I prepared all the schedules, but in exam, okay, no need to prepare all the 15 schedules. Okay, so information, based on information, we have to prepare the required schedules. Okay, see how to know the required schedules. Here, roughly, I'm explaining. I'm showing here life fund. So, my dears, life fund. Okay, it comes in schedule number 6. You know, now schedule number 6 we take life fund. So, schedule number 6 we have to prepare. Next, claims by death. So, my dears, claims by death comes in schedule number 4. Claims schedule is schedule number 4. So, schedule number 4 we have to prepare. Next, claims by maturity, okay, also comes in schedule number 4 only. Next, premiums. So, premiums separate schedule is there, that is schedule number 1. So, schedule number 1 we have to prepare. Next, management expenses. Management expenses comes in schedule number 3. Okay, operating expenses. Next, commission. Okay, commission comes in commission schedule. So commission schedule also how to prepare the schedule number 2. Next, consideration for annuities granted. So my dear, consideration for annuities granted is other income. So directly we take in revenue account, it not comes in any schedule. Next, interest, dividend and rent, this is also income. Okay, income from investment, so directly we take in revenue account. Okay, not comes in schedule. Next, income tax on profit. Income tax on profit. Okay, so income tax amount we adjust to profit. So where we take the profit in schedule number 6. Okay, right. Next, surrenders. Okay, surrenders, annuities, this comes in schedule number 4. So schedule number 4 already came. Next, bonus paid in cash. So my dear, bonus paid in cash, bonus paid in reduction of premium. Okay, so this comes in revenue account, we take directly in revenue account, there is no, okay, separate schedule for this. Next, preliminary expenses. Preliminary expenses we adjust to capital. Okay, so your capital schedule is 5. Schedule number 5 how to prepare. Next, claims admitted but not paid at the end of the year. Okay, so claims admitted but not paid at the end of the year comes in, okay, liabilities, current liability. It is current liability in nature. So schedule number 13 we have to prepare. Next, annuities due, also same, annuities due but not paid, also comes in schedule number 13. Next, capital paid up. Capital paid up comes in schedule number 5. Next, government security. Security is nothing but investments. So schedule number 8 how to prepare investment schedule. Next, to sundry assets. For sundry assets, separate schedule is there now. So we take in schedule number 12, advance and other assets. So total how many schedules we have to prepare in this problem means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, in total 15 schedules. For this problem we have to prepare only, we required only 12, we required only 9 schedules. Okay, so here I prepared 9 schedules, what I have explained just now. Okay, So one is schedule number 1, net premiums earned. Next schedule number 2, commission. Next schedule number 3, operating expenses. Next schedule number 4, net benefits paid. Okay. Next schedule number 5. Schedule number 5 is share capital. Schedule number 6. Schedule number 6 is reserves and surplus. Next schedule number 8 is investments. Next schedule number 12 is advance and other assets. Next schedule number 13 is current liabilities. The other schedules not required in this problem. So no need to prepare. So the exam should do like this only. Next we prepare revenue account and balance sheet. Okay, right. The first item, life fund. Okay, so life fund or life assurance fund, okay, is the opening balance. It comes in schedule number 6 under reserves and surplus. Life fund on 1st April 2016. So that is last year balance 562 and present year balance we have to adjust. Next claims by death. So for claims by death, okay, one adjustment is there. Okay, so what is the claims schedule? Yes, schedule number 4. Adjustment is there now. So take an inner column. Claims, okay, by death. Claims by death. Inner column 1,16,980 rupees. Okay. Next claims by maturity. Claims by maturity also comes in schedule number 4 only. By maturity, direct outer column, no adjustment, 96,420 rupees. Next to premiums. The premium schedule is schedule number 1. So for premiums, adjustments are given. Last I will explain the adjustment. Next to management expenses is an operating expense. So schedule number 3. Management expenses is 29,890. Next commission. Okay, commission schedule is 2. Second schedule commission 36,541. Next consideration for annuities granted. Okay, so consideration for annuities granted is other income. So direct we take in revenue account. It not comes in any schedule. So it comes in revenue account under income from, sorry, comes in other income. Take under other income. Consideration for annuities granted comes under other income, 10,620. Here the amount is given in rupees only. Next, interest, dividend and rent. So interest, dividend and rent is income. So it comes under income from investments. Interest, dividend and rent. So these are the important points. Income from investment, best example, interest, dividend and rent. Other income, best example is consideration for annuities granted. So remember these 2 points. 52,461. Next, income tax on profit. So my dears, income tax on profit is adjusted to profit amount. So where we take profit under schedule number 6. So after adding the present year profit, we have to adjust this tax amount, income tax. So what we do, income tax we deduct. So minus income tax on profit. Income tax on profit is 3,060 rupees. Next, surrenders annuities. Surrenders and annuities comes in schedule number 4. Surrenders amount is 21,768. Next, annuities amount is 29,420. Next, bonus paid in cash. Okay, So bonus paid in cash. Next to bonus paid in reduction of premium. Direct we take in revenue accounts as last item. Okay, here after the schedule number 4, interim bonus paid. Okay, so in interim bonus paid, okay, we take bonus in cash. There's a bonus in cash amount 9,450 rupees. Next, bonus in reduction of premium. So for bonus in reduction of premium, okay, bonus paid in reduction of premium, one adjustment is there. So I'm taking in inner column 3,500. After adjusting the adjustment amount, I take in outer column. Next, preliminary expenses. My dears, preliminary expenses we adjust to capital. So what is the capital schedule? Yes, schedule number 5. What we do means we deduct preliminary expenses from total capital amount. Their preliminary expenses amount is given 600 rupees. Next, claims admitted but not paid at the end of the year. Claims admitted but not paid. So not paid means have to pay. So have to pay means that is current liability. Comes in schedule number 13. Claims admitted but not paid. Claims admitted but not paid. The amount is 80,034 rupees. An adjustment is there. I'm taking an inner column 80,034 rupees. Next, annuities due. Annuities due also current liability. So same schedule. Annuities due. The amount is 22,380 rupees. No adjustment. Next, to capital paid up. So capital paid up comes in capital schedule, that is schedule number 5. Paid up capital is 6 lakhs. We wrote preliminary expenses now. So minus 600. So the balance 5 lakhs 99,400 rupees. Okay. Net capital amount is 5 lakhs 99,400 rupees. Next, the next item, government securities is an investment. So schedule number 8, take government securities 16 lakhs 90,890 rupees. Next, Sundry assets. Here Sundry assets, then asset comes in schedule number 12. Sundry assets, the amount is 5 lakhs 68,100. Sorry, 110. Okay. Now additional information. First adjustment, claims covered under reinsurance. So my dears, claims covered under reinsurance. Okay, so it comes one time in schedule number 12. Schedule number 12, claims covered. Claims covered under reinsurance. Claims covered under reinsurance 10,000 rupees. Okay, so here claims covered under reinsurance means that covered amount will pay by the other insurance company. Okay, so that amount we no need to pay now. So that amount second time we deduct from the claims amount. The claims amount is given a 1,16,980 rupees. So we adjust here. How we adjust means, okay, minus claims covered under reinsurance, okay, 10,000. So in outer column the balance amount, that is 1,06,980 rupees. Okay, this is the adjustment. Next, second adjustment, further claims intimated 8,000 rupees. So further claims intimated means have to pay. Okay, have to pay means what is the nature? Asset. So it comes in one time schedule number 12. Further claims intimated 8,000 rupees. Next, second time we adjust to claims amount. Okay, so here 8,000 rupees we have to pay. This amount no need to pay, so we deducted, and this amount we have to pay now, so we have to add 8,000 rupees. Okay, so there is no place, so I'm taking here add. Actually we have to adjust here. Yes, further claims. Further claims intimated 8,000 rupees. Okay. Actually, after deducting this under reinsurance claims covered under reinsurance, okay, so the balance amount we have to add this amount 8,000 rupees, the remaining balance in outer column. Next, further bonus utilized in reduction of premium. Okay, so already further bonus, bonus utilized in reduction of premium wrote 3,500 rupees. Again, in additional information, 1,500 rupees is given. So this 1,500 rupees also we add to this amount. So total 3,500 plus 1,500, 5,000 we take in outer column. Amount column 5,000 rupees. This is one time. Next, second time. Okay, second time it comes. Yes, schedule number 1. Second time we take schedule number 1. Premiums we have to add to premium amount. Add further bonus utilized in reduction of premiums. Okay, 1,500 rupees. Right. The next adjustment, further claims intimated 8,000 rupees. So it comes one time in schedule number 12. Further claims intimated 8,000 rupees. Next, again we take second time in schedule number 4. We adjust to claims. Okay. So add further claims intimated 8,000 rupees. So my dears, here claims covered under reinsurance, what we did, deducted. Okay. Next, further claims intimated have to pay. So we add this amount 8,000 rupees. So total amount in outer column 1,14,980 rupees. Next, further bonus utilized in reduction of premium 1,500 rupees. So already information bonus utilized in reduction of premium is given. So that amount were taken in revenue account. So this amount also we have to adjust. So in revenue account one time, here we adjust bonus in reduction of premium 1,500 rupees. Okay, already given 3,500. In adjustment they are given 1,500, so add 1,500. So in outer column we take 5,000 rupees. Next, second time. Okay, second time it comes in schedule number 1. We adjust to net premium earned. Here add further bonus utilized in reduction of premium 1,500 rupees. Okay, next adjustment, interest accrued 15,400. So interest accrued means the nature asset. So one time it comes in schedule number 12, advance and other assets. Interest accrued 15,400. Next, second time in schedule number, sorry, second time we take in revenue account, because uh, that interest amount, okay, that interest amount, dividend and rent we take under income from investment. So second time we adjust here. Already information there is given 52,461 in adjustment amounts. Now we are adjusting the adjustment amount 15,400 rupees. 52,461 plus 15,400 in outer column. Total interest 67,861. Okay. Next, premiums outstanding. So my dears, premiums outstanding. Okay. So premiums outstanding one time comes in schedule number 12. Okay, outstanding premium bank point of view asset. So one time under schedule number 12, 7,400. Next, to second time we adjust to premium in premium schedule. What is the premium schedule? Yes, schedule number 1. Okay, outstanding premium, add 7,400 rupees. Next, so these are the adjustments. Now we close all the schedules one by one. First, schedule number 1, the total already calculated 2,79,472. Next, second schedule total 36,541. Third schedule total 29,890. Next, fourth schedule total is 2,62,588. Next, fifth schedule total is 599,400. Okay, sixth schedule at last we close Next, 8th schedule total is 16 lakhs 90,890. Next, 12th schedule total is 6 lakhs 910. Next, 13th schedule total is 1 lakh 10,414. Okay, so these amounts we take in final accounts, I mean revenue account and balance sheet. So already I have taken, see, schedule number 1, schedule number 2, schedule number 3. Okay, so by adding these three amounts, sorry, not schedule number, only schedule number 1. Next, under schedule number 1 only we take income from investment and other income total. So total income is 3,57,953. Next we take expenditure. According to schedule number 2, we take commission. Schedule number 3, total operating expenses. Okay. Next, by adding schedule number 2 and 3, we get total B amount. Next, we take schedule number 4 total, that is net benefits paid. Okay, 2,62,588. Next in the problem, interim bonus, I mean bonus in cash, bonus in reduction of premium also given. So I added these two amounts to schedule number 4 total and we get total C. Next, to get the surplus amount, what is the principle? Total A minus total B minus C. Okay, I got 14,484. Okay, which is called surplus. So the surplus amount we adjust in schedule number 6 in reserve sign surplus. Okay, so what is the present year profit? Profit or surplus for the year is 14,484. So to this amount we adjust income tax. The question income tax on profit is given. So here income tax from profit we have to deduct now. So less income tax 3,060 rupees. So in outer column the net profit is 11,424. So in the question already given, also given last year profit. Okay, I mean last year fund amount. So that fund amount I am adding to present year profit. So what is the total profit means 15 lakhs 81,986 rupees. So this amount we take in balance sheet against to schedule number 6. So already I have taken all the schedules amounts. Okay. So here very important calculation of net current assets. How to get net current assets means, see, current assets total minus current liabilities total. So here current assets schedules are schedule number 11 and schedule number 12. So in this problem 11 schedule is no information. So 12 schedule total is 6 lakhs 910 rupees. Okay, so from this total I deducted current liabilities. Okay, 1 lakh 10,414 rupees. Okay, uh, the net current assets is 4 lakhs 90,496 have taken in outer column. Okay, so by adding 5th, 6th and 7th schedule totals, got total liabilities. Next, by adding 8th to 15th schedule, okay, I got assets total. The amount is 21 lakhs 81,386. So in this way we do final accounts in insurance companies. So my dears, practice the similar problems which are given in your textbook. Okay, and also practice the illustrations. Okay, so next I'm going to explain short problems, two different short problems. One is valuation balance sheet. Next, recomputation of life assurance fund. Okay, so first valuation balance sheet. So my dears, in accounts of insurance companies, okay, life insurance companies, to find out the profits, we have to prepare valuation balance sheet. Okay, so in valuation balance sheet we compare the net liability, okay, with life assurance fund. We compare the net liability with life assurance fund. Okay, so by comparing the net liability with life assurance fund, we know the uh, surplus or deficit of the business. Okay, so your net liability is compared with life assurance fund on a particular date in order to calculate the surplus or deficiency. Okay, and this comparison is made by preparing a valuation balance sheet. Okay, right. Here what is net liability? I think you know life assurance fund meaning. And then what is a net liability? Here in life insurance business there is a gap between claims which are expected to arise and premiums which are expected to be received. Okay, so this gap is known as net liability. Okay, here net liability means In life insurance business, there is a gap between claims which are expected, the claims which are expected to arise, and the premiums which are expected to be received. Okay, so that gap is known as net liability. Okay, so here the Life Insurance Corporation of India makes a valuation of its net liability every year in order to find out its profit. So this is done by one person. Okay, that person is known as actuary. Okay, that person is known as actuary. Okay, and the process, okay, by which net liability is ascertained by actuary is known as actuarial valuation. Okay, that process, the calculation process which is done by actuary is called actuarial valuation. Okay, so my dears, remember, for calculation of true profit, surplus as disclosed by valuation balance sheet must be adjusted with 2 points. Okay, so after calculating the surplus amount by the preparation of valuation balance sheet, to calculate the true profit, okay, for calculation of true profit, the surplus, okay, to the surplus amount we have to adjust with 2 points. 2 points we have to adjust. So what are the two adjustments means? One is by adding interim bonus. Okay, to the surplus amount we have to add interim bonus if any given in the problem. Okay, what is the first adjustment? Adding the interim bonus which is paid in advance, okay, if any given in the problem. Next, second adjustment, deducting any expense still to be incurred. Okay, if any expense is given, okay, by deducting the expense amount we calculate the true profit of the business. Okay, so after doing these adjustments only we find out the true profit of the business. From true profit, according to act, from true profit only 95 percentage of the amount, only the 95 percentage of the amount only we pay to the policy holders. Okay, now, so 95 percentage of the true profit only we distribute to the policy holders. Okay, so an interim bonus already paid should be deducted to calculate the amount due to the policy holder. So in the question what they ask means, what is the available amount at present, what is the amount due to the policy holders. How to get the amount now due to the policy holders means, after calculating the total true profit, in that we calculate 95 percentage of the true profit, because 95% only we distribute to the policy holders now. Okay, so already in that amount, after calculating 95 percentage of true profit, okay, if any bonus is paid in advance, okay, that interim bonus amount we have to deduct. After deducting the interim bonus amount, the remaining amount only available amount, okay, the available due amount to the policy holders. Okay, so in the problem again I will explain clearly. So this topic related one problem is given in your textbook. Open the textbook on page number 57, problem number 5. Very important for 4 marks. See the question. Life Insurance Corporation gets its valuation made once in every 2 years. The life insurance fund on 31st March 2017 amounted to 41 lakhs 92,000 before providing for 32,000 for the shareholders dividend for the year 2016-17. 16 to 17 means last year. Last year dividend amount is due, right? Its actuarial valuation, okay, its actuarial valuation on 31st March 2017 disclosed net liability of 40 lakhs 40,000. Net liability amount is given, okay, 40 lakhs 40,000. In valuation balance sheet we compare this amount with life assurance fund. Under the assurance and annuity contracts, an interim bonus of 40,000 rupees was paid to the policy holders during the period ending 31st March 2017. So present year, okay, present year we also paid the bonus, interim bonus of 40,000 rupees. This amount we have to adjust to the total profit, right? They're asking to prepare a statement showing the amount now available as bonus to policy holders. So my dears, to do this problem, to find out the amount, how to prepare valuation balance sheet first. So here I prepared valuation balance sheet as on 31st March 2017. So first we take an asset side, the total life assurance fund, which is given in the question. So life assurance fund is given in the question is 41 lakhs 92,000. Okay. Next, liability side we take net liability. Okay, net liability as per actuary valuation. Okay, So as per actuary valuation, net liability is already given in the problem, that is 40 lakhs 40,000. Now we compare this amount with life assurance fund. Okay, so here by comparing the two amounts, we got the difference of 1 lakh 52,000. So that is called surplus. Okay, the difference between net liability and life assurance fund is called surplus. Okay, 1 lakh 52,000. So after calculating the surplus amounts, we have to do two adjustments. So in the question, two adjustments given. So next, statement showing the amount due to policy holders. Okay, so here we adjusted that two adjustments. So first, I am taking surplus as per valuation balance sheet. As per valuation balance sheet, how much surplus? 1 lakh 52,000. Okay, 1 lakh 52,000. First adjustment. Okay, interim bonus. Okay, interim bonus is given in the problem. Interim bonus is paid in advance to the policy holders. How much paid? 40,000 rupees. So that 40,000 rupees I am adding. Why I am adding means to know the true profit. To know the true profit, we have we have to add interim bonus. Okay, so after adding 40,000, got 1 lakh 92,000. Next, one more adjustment is there. What is that? Dividends. Okay, dividend is due. Okay, expense is due. What is the dividend amount is due? Dividend for 2016 to 17 year due to shareholders is 32,000. Okay, so this dividend amount due we have to deduct. Okay, advance paid interim bonus we have to add. Okay, expense, I mean dividend due, if any dividend amount is due, that amount we have to deduct. This is last year dividend amount due. So by deducting the dividend amount, I got 1 lakh 60,000. So my dears, this is a true profit. 1 lakh 60,000 is a true profit. In true profit, we transfer only 95 percentage of the amount to policy holders. So here 95 percentage of true profit, that is 1 lakh 60,000. Okay, in 1 lakh 60,000, 95 percentage means how much? 1 lakh 52,000. So this is the amount, okay, which policy holders will get. So what is the policy holders will get the amount means 1 lakh 52,000. So in 1 lakh 52,000, okay, already paid. Okay, already we paid now interim bonus. So how much interim bonus we already paid? 40,000 rupees. So now we deduct that already paid interest interim bonus amount 40,000 rupees. So minus already paid as interim bonus 40,000. Okay, and the balance, the remaining balance only the amount which is due to the policy holders now. Okay, so therefore amount now due to the policy holders is 1 lakh 12,000 rupees only. Okay, so in your textbook the similar problems, the same problems are given, so you should practice all the problems. So problem number 6, problem number 6 is similar only. Okay, and right, next, the last topic, recomputation of life assurance fund. So my dears, recomputation of life assurance fund. Okay, so in recomputation of life assurance fund, okay, we take two types of items. Okay, one is the items which are increasing the life assurance fund, and the items which are decreasing the life assurance fund. The items which are increasing the life assurance fund we have to add, and the items which are decreasing the life assurance fund we have to less. Here, I prepared one statement. Give some example. See, like this we prepare the statement to recompute of life assurance fund. See, first we take balance of life assurance fund. The question they give balance of life assurance fund. To this amount we adjust all this. Okay. So these are the items which increase life assurance fund. Say for example, outstanding claims returned back or not honored. Next, claims covered under reinsurance. Okay. Outstanding or accrued interest on securities. Okay. Bonus utilized in reduction of premium. Dividend from investments. So these all amounts, these all items will increase life assurance fund. So we have to add. Next, less. Okay. So these items will decrease the life assurance fund. So we have to less. Okay. Here few example, most important points I have given. So note this pro forma to understand the problem easily. Right. claims intimated and admitted but not paid. Okay, claims intimated and admitted but not paid means how to pay. Next, outstanding or premium payable under reinsurance. Next, commission payable to agents, bonus in reduction of premium, income tax paid, or provision for taxation. Okay, so these are the items which decrease life insurance fund, so we have to less. Okay, now related one problem I'm going to explain. So in your textbook, in the problem number 3, the life assurance fund of an insurance company on 31st March 2017 showed a balance of 87,76,500. Okay, so this is a life assurance fund. It was later found that the following were not taken into account. So we have to take first one, dividend from investments. Okay, next, income tax and above 48,000, bonus in reduction of premium not taken as expense. So we have to take next, claims covered under reinsurance, claims intimated but not accepted by the company. So you should ascertain correct balance of the fund. Okay, so after adjusting all these, we get the correct balance of the fund. Okay, first I am taking balance of life assurance fund. Balance of life assurance fund, which is given as first item. The question, the amount is 87 lakhs 76,500. Okay, next, first item, dividend from investments. So my dears, dividend from investments, okay, we have to add. So add dividend from investment 4 lakhs 80,000. Next, income tax and above. Okay, income tax. So income tax we have to less income tax. Income tax, the amount is 48,000, inner column. Next, bonus in reduction of premium. Bonus in reduction of premium, okay, not taken as expense. So in bracket clearly mention not taken as expense. Suppose not taken as expense not mentioned means two times we take, one time we deduct and one time we add. Okay, but in the question clearly mentioned not taken as expense, only as expense is not taken. That means as income it is already taken. So only one time I am taking. This is very important. Bonus utilized in reduction of premium one time comes in add, one time you have to less. But in this problem only one time I am taking because clearly mentioned not taken as expense. So only I am taking as an expense. Yes. Bonus in reduction of premium. The amount is 8 lakhs 77,500. So my dears, remember the point. Okay. See, in reduction of premium utilized, bonus amount is also subtracted from LIC fund unless otherwise stated. Okay, so generally we take in add and also we take in less. Okay, unless otherwise stated, should take twice if nothing is mentioned means. Next, claims covered under reinsurance. So claims covered under reinsurance we have to add claims covered under reinsurance 4 lakhs 23,000. Next, claims intimated but not accepted by the company. Okay, how to less claims intimated but not accepted by the company. The amount is 7 lakhs 62,000. Okay, right. Now close the statement. First three amounts total 96 lakhs 79,500. Next, these three amounts total is in outer column 16 lakhs 87,500. Okay, now from this total deduct this amount. The balance is 79 lakhs 92,000. Okay, so this is the correct balance of LIC fund. So answer. Okay, so to understand this problem, you have to by heart the pro forma. Okay, in banking companies accounts and in insurance companies account. Okay, so the pro formas are very important. Okay, so the similar problems given in your textbook, the problem number 19 and 20. In short problems, problem number 19 and 20 should practice. Okay, thank you.